Hello, everybody. This is Anita, and this is Finding Your Financial Voice podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Anita R Johnson. And the mission of this podcast is to always give you sound financial tips that you can implement immediately, allowing you to leave a legacy for your family. Oh my gosh, today we have a great ghost. Now, you guys know that I have a magazine called Affluence Financial Fitness for Women, and it's been out quite a number of years. And we have a great guest on our show today that we're going to be talking to her. She is the cover girl of Affluence Financial Fitness for Women. She's going to be on the cover coming next month, June. All right. So make sure that you sign up. You go ahead and you sign up going to the website, AnitaRJohnson.com. Sign up for the Affluence, put your email in there and say, hey, I want that magazine, because it comes to your email digitally. And she is on the cover. Her name, I'm just going to call her first name. Well, I got it all. JR, and her R is for Renee, like me. Davis. JR, how you doing today?
I'm doing quite well, dear. How about yourself?
I'm great. I'm so glad that you decided to join us today. Cover girl, Miss Cover Girl.
I'm excited.
Yes, she is Miss Cover Girl. So JR, I see that you are a native of Bronx. Is that New York?
It sure is, girl.
Oh,
you know
girl,
how to do. Boogie down.
Well, good. I know not to mess with anybody from the Bronx, because AOC is from the Bronx, and I'm like, ooh, girl, she tears it up. I don't know if you know her, but she's the representative of the Bronx, I believe.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I think, yeah, she's a U.S. representative from the Bronx. Yeah, and she's a Spitfire too. But anyway, you are from New York. You are originally from there, but you live now in Tampa, Florida. And you are a financial professional who saw the needs of her own life, and then all with determination and mission. You educate women, especially single women, single parent women, on the advantages of understanding how money works. I love
yes,
that.
ma'am.
I love that. Tell us a little bit how you got into this line of work.
Well, very quickly. Spoiled young lady. I'm the oldest of four. And, when you have a father and a stepdaddy and your daddy's girl on both ends, there's not too much that neither one of them will do for you. Then to top it off, I had the first grandchildren. Mm-hmm. So there really isn't too much they wouldn't do for those kids. Well, I moved from California to Florida, and I realized, there's a couple of things that I need. I got my own place, got my kids, but I just wasn't able to make ends meet. And with father and stepfather being in the military, you call one on the 15th and the other one on the 30th. You never run out of money. So I actually decided that I couldn't continue to do that, because my children, first of all, were not going to have access to me like that. I didn't want to raise them in that manner. So I decided to grow up, be mature about it, and start learning. And it just so happened that a very dear friend of mine was in the financial industry, he still is. He's actually my mentor. And, he said, listen, you do need to get it together. And so I joined his team, got the education that I needed. And I said, you know what? There are more single women out there just like myself. They may not be as blessed as I am with two daddies. Both of them have gone on at this point. But at some point, they may want to, learn. And I decided that it's something that I really needed to spread to other individuals. So my heart is with single parents, period, whether they're male or female.
Okay. I love it. I mentioned that JR is on the cover of the Affluence magazine coming up in June. And our theme for June, JR also is a contributing writer for the magazine. And she's been writing for the magazine for over a year. Not only has she done that, but she's collaborated on a number of books that we have had too. And so we're going to talk about those a little bit later. Some of the books I'm going to probably do, in our commercial break, we'll talk about the books and tell you where you can find them and where you can find JR. She'll be able to give you her information just in case you want to actually seek her out in what she does. So, JR, talk a little bit about, now you have been contributing with Affluence for a while. The last article, the theme for this month that's coming up in June, talk a little bit about your article. I know you may have it in front of you, may not, but talk about that particular article. I mean, because you've written tons of articles for us, but tell us about that particular one and what actually drives you to write for Affluence.
Well, let's start with the drive. First of all, I love to write. I've always, I wouldn't say always wanted to, but later in life wanted to become an author. So we'll jump back to the contributing part in the books. That was just a godsend when that happened. I was very excited when I was asked to participate. And I was like, yeah, this is a great opportunity to get my story out there and to talk and share with others. And then the driving force behind me continuing to contribute to Affluence magazine is just the same fact. I wanted to be able to educate other women, share my experiences with finance, and educate them about what I have learned. So my article is actually based off of the 7 elements of money, 7 things that are very important for individuals to know. It sets a foundation for us to begin leaving a legacy for our families, because we, people of color, are really far behind the curve. And I believe that with further education, it may be a while before we catch up, but we can begin to close that gap.
Wow, I love it. I'm looking at your article now and the 7 elements that you have here for the magazine. And I'm gonna probably put, a little spoiler alert out when, when this comes up, when these guys are reading about this, when they listen to the podcast. I have maybe put 1 or 2 up. Is there any one of them? I know they're all equally important. Is there any one of them, of the 7, that you may think is important, maybe priority over the other, or
Certainly.
they all equal the same to you?
Certainly.
And we can talk about them too as well.
They're all very, very important. Number 1, you need to start. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, you need to start. Of course, the younger you are, the better it is. But life insurance, excuse me, is very important. And that is where we lack. That is one of the things that we lack. My husband's family has suffered 6 or 7 deaths, and a couple of times they've had to hold a fish fry. And, I may sound cruel, but I tell people, listen, because I'm in the industry, I'm not helping at no fish fry. I'm not doing GoFundMe, because none of that is life insurance. And if you can go and get your hair done, get your nails done, get a pedicure, buy that Coach bag, I promise you can afford life insurance. And with everything that's going on now with COVID, almost every single insurance carrier is offering term coverage insurance, which is the beginning, which is a great foundation where you can get coverage without going through the lab and urine exam. Now, understand that even though you're not taking an actual medical exam, there are medical questions, and they do have access to the medical cloud. So you virtually need to be in good health, notwithstanding a little bit of high blood pressure, cholesterol, even some diabetes, but nothing majorly wrong. But you need to get life insurance. I can't express that enough. As soon as you have a child, when you get that social security number, call me.
I totally agree with you. That is element number 2 of your article, important elements of women investing. And that's element number 2, is securing proper protection. And
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, that's what you're talking about as far as
Yeah,
having health, not health insurance, but life insurance, which is
that is
very,
correct.
very, 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 very important. All of these elements are important. But what happens is a lot of times, and you're in this industry, so you could probably tell me, I see it a lot too, where especially when it comes to African American people, when the days when the insurance guy would come around and collect the money for the insurance, and your insurance would be paid for, but he or she would still come around, and then that still wouldn't be enough once they die, which means that they didn't have the proper protection. So
That is
now
correct.
there's a lot of rules and regulations and policies and stuff about the proper protection. And we as a people definitely need to go and get that protection, because that is a way of passing wealth, some kind of wealth and protection to our families when something happens to us.
That is correct. I believe it's Master P who inherited $10,000 from a life insurance policy. And that's
Mhm.
how he started his business. And look at him now,
Mm.
$10,000. And look at that
Wow.
young man now. And I can guarantee he has life insurance and everybody that walks in and out of his house that he
Oh, I'm
birthed,
sure. Yeah.
that he's hired. I can guarantee it.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yes.
and that's a good thing. And we also hear how some of these celebrities didn't have trust or wills or anything like that. So that's another form of
Oh my
investment and
goodness.
protection. If you have enough for an estate plan, which a policy could have enough, depending on what state you're in, could have enough for you to have an estate plan to make sure that you're properly protected.
That's right. Everybody needs a will. And my personal opinion is you should still have a trust, because the bottom line is, regardless of the age of the individual who inherits the life insurance policy upon
Mhm.
your passing, you don't necessarily want them to have access to all of that money. And one way to ensure generational wealth is to have a trust and let the trust be the benefactor of the life insurance. Number one, the trust can handle the burial. And number two, anything that's left over, the individual doesn't need all that money. Let them get a monthly stipend. If you have a large family, let the trust be over everything. You have land, you have a home, put it in the trust. This way it's passed from generation to generation, and you have something down the road for your grandchildren and your great grandchildren. I mean, the Bible says that you need to leave an inheritance for your children and your children's children.
Mhm.
So, I'm a firm believer that you have just got to have things in order. You
I
have,
love it. Absolutely. This is good information. And it's good not just for women, but it's good information for all.
it
Definitely.
is
So thank you.
exactly.
Thank you for that. So tell us about your upcoming projects that you have coming up, and a
Oh,
little bit about the business and what kind of services that you offer. And of course, your contact information where people can contact you as well.
okay. So a little bit about myself in the business. Well, I've been in the financial industry for over 10 years, 15 years, probably a little bit more than that. And the services that I offer, I am basically your one-stop shop for
Mhm.
finances. Whatever I cannot handle, there is someone in my office. I work with attorneys. I work with individuals who can help you with investing. And actually, I'm actually in a class now to get my securities license so that I
Oh,
can help my clients.
congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
So that I can help my
yeah. Big
clients
time.
with their investments. Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. But for individuals who have those large sums, I have three people. Well, really, I have more than that, but I have three people in my office who I refer my clients to who need to, have some money managed. I can do a little bit of it with the license that I have, but for those larger sums, I have someone who can handle that. If you need a will, if you need estate planning, I'm capable of doing all of that. If you have a business and you have a business partner, you need to have key man insurance, because number
Mm.
one, you and the partner are in business. And if you pass away and they have a spouse, you may not want to be in business with that spouse. So your key man insurance can help protect all of you in that regard. You have some folks who want to leave something for their church. I can help you with that. You name it. I can pretty much help you with it. I work with a team of experts. I've got a large team at my disposal as well in my immediate office. So everything you could possibly need is there. Now, upcoming projects. Wow. All right. So let's
Where do you
see.
start, huh?
Exactly. Well, starting this week, I'm actually going to be doing a financial series with Housing Authority here in the Tampa, Florida area, educating these folks on finances and helping them get themselves together because they want to move from where they are and purchase homes or just get their finances in order. So that's one of the projects I've got going on. I also consult small businesses as far as brainstorming ideas about how to expand their business and different things that they need to do. So I have a consulting business as well. And gosh, what else? I am thinking about writing a book. I'm just not too sure what I'm going to write about. Maybe my own personal experiences. I've even considered, because I've contributed to about 4 books. So I've considered looking at the chapters that I've written, adding some more information to them, and possibly just doing a consolidation of the 4 or 5 chapters that I've contributed elsewhere and, see how that goes. I am in the midst of starting another business. I can't give too much detail about that, but a girlfriend and I from church, we're looking at another business to get out there. I will say it's dealing with weight loss.
Okay.
Especially after this COVID-19 stuff.
Right.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Whew.
Lord.
Yeah. So I have gotten up every morning now and I go and do my walk. I did 1.5 miles today. I can't just continue to sit here. My cheeks are puffing out. And contact information. Well, let me just give you my phone number.
Okay.
That is always the best way. It's good to text me because I'm always looking at the phone. My husband says I'm real bad because I sleep with it under my pillow, and that's no lie.
Oh, wow.
Because you never know. If I'm consulting someone and an idea comes to my mind, you might get a text from me at 1 o'clock in the morning because I'm thinking about something, Yeah, so I try to stay on top of things. But my phone number is 813-810-0871.
Great. Well, great. I'm glad that you've given that contact information for people to get in touch with you. And you did say what the name of the business was too, right?
Oh, Wishbone Blessings is my consulting business. And you can, that'll just cover everything really and truly. Check out the magazine. It has all of my contact information. It's going to have my website. So you can go to my website. I've got a money challenge out there. So you can see what information or how advanced you are, how knowledgeable you are about finances. It's about 5 questions, takes literally 2 minutes to do. So yeah, it's a fun little challenge. It'll test your wits. And a lot of people score very high. So you know more than you think. It's really a matter of putting that information into putting it to work for you. So, when you go to sleep, your money should be working for you.
Exactly. I heard somewhere where if you want to be wealthy, the best way to be you won't be wealthy unless you are earning money while you're sleeping.
That's right.
So that goes along with, some investing in the right tool that's for you, and knowing what the right tool is for you as well. And I'm thinking that probably your money challenge will actually really do a good job for people. Will help them understand at least the basics of some things. Yes.
Oh, let me throw this little tidbit out there.
Okay.
And this is what I tell when I'm usually doing a talk with individuals and they're not my clients, but I tell them, if you have a financial planner or even a CPA, an accountant, ask them what the rule of 72 is. If they cannot immediately answer you, if they have to think about it, I can guarantee that you're losing money. Now, I'm not saying you don't have a good accountant. I'm just saying that if they're helping you with your investments, you're losing money, because the first rule of investing is never lose money. The second rule of investing is don't forget rule number 1. But learn about that rule of 72. There are things out there that can help you. It's all about compound interest.
Definitely.
Just a little tidbit.
Yeah, I love it. I rarely ever think of the rule of 72, but I know it's there. And I probably need to think about it a little bit more and talk about it more too, the rule of 72. So thank you for that. That's great. That's some great information. Definitely. But we absolutely love JR. We absolutely loved. I know I do. I met her through another person, and she has, written, like I said, collaborated on a couple of books, and she's written for the magazine for a number of years, and now she's the cover girl of the magazine, and a beautiful picture at that. And we just can't wait to get it out next month. In June. So look for it the first week in June. Look for the magazine the first week in June. And of course, she's got her articles there, as well as she'll probably have some advertising there for you, a spot there. Good. that you can, go on her website, have every, things that you can talk to her about, because she is good at what she does, and we're excited to have her. And JR, I do something called a financial speed dating event. That's a Zoom event each month. And we may have to have, once you get your securities license, we may have to have you on there as our securities expert, as our financial planner expert. So look for that.
Really good. Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely look for me to ask you to do that too, on top of everything else I ask you to do.
That sounds like a plan. Yeah.
Good. So you have any last minute, I know you gave us a tidbit on the rule of 72. Any last minute comments that you might think of?
Even if you don't contact me for help, please contact someone. And don't let them just tell you, oh, you need X amount, especially if you're looking into the life insurance. There are key components that you must look into. And then if you already have life insurance, 2 things. Number 1, when was the last time you inspected what you have, and is it going to do what you expect it to do? So inspect what you expect. And secondly, girl? Come on now, you have got to inspect what you expect.
You portrait it now. You portrait.
Hey, that's what we do in the Bronx.
You're gonna be writing a poetry book after a while. Go ahead.
Hey, it's all about multiple streams of income.
It is. It's about multiple streams. You are correct about that.
The 9 to 5 is not going to secure it. And then also, you need to review everything annually. Life changes. You have a baby, you get a divorce, you buy a home, whatever the case might be, your assets increase, your assets decrease, but you need to inspect what you expect. Is it and the other tip is it going to do what you expect it to do? But the other tip is tip number 2. Do you have the old term insurance, or do you have the new term insurance? And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You just got to call me and find out.
Oh my. Now that's interesting. Now see, now that just calls for some more questions at another time. That's all that.
Don't know.
Because I want to make sure I don't have term anyway, but I have something that's a little bit more in depth, but that's because that's because I am a business owner. So
exactly.
I have to have more. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have to have more. And that's what fits me. Doesn't mean it doesn't fit somebody else. Okay. Yes. So that's what I have to, when you're out there looking for different insurances, make sure it fits what your goals in life are, where you are now, and what your goals are going, financial goals are going to be later in life.
Exactly.
Definitely. Well, JR, thank you for being here and telling us all about yourself and being our cover girl for Affluence. And just writings, being a contributing writer for us for a long time. I'm excited about you being on the cover. And so
Yeah,
I want to thank you,
thank you.
everybody. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for listening to the Finding Your Financial Voice with me, your host, Anita Johnson. Again, where our mission is to give you financial tips, which JR definitely gave you some good financial tips that you could implement right today, allowing you to leave a legacy for your family. So thank you, JR. And make sure that you take advantage of the money challenge that JR is talking about, and go to her website, look her up, call her, all that. And especially when she says you might get a text message from her at 1 o'clock in the morning. See me, I be sleep, girlfriend. But
My
thank you
mind is
for being
always
with us.
moving.
Yes, thank you for allowing us to help you with your financial mindset. And remember, financial mindset plus financial knowledge plus financial power gives you your financial voice. So thank you,
Amen.
JR, and I look forward to reading more about your article as we go through.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, Anita.
Thank
you have
you.
a good evening, and everyone be blessed. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. All right.